Hi everyone, how's it going? This is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to Readers to another review. This is of Uncanny X-Men number 17, written by Columbine. This is an Inhumans vs. X-Men tie-in. Now, I know the cover looks very graphic, and it's even more graphic inside. But I have to say, this is a damn good cover. That's Monet. I'm not exactly sure how she got to that point. I want to research this character on how she became so possessed with her brother, because actually she has a brother who's a weird type creature thing. I'm not sure, but her brother needs to feed or something, and so when he's joining with her, then she needs to feed or something of that nature. That's basically all I know from reading this particular issue. Anyway, the color overall of this issue is good. It's dark, sort of grimy, in keeping with the sense of the cover, because it's horrific. Really, it's, I think, more horrific than most of the DC Dark Knight's metal covers. But I'll be honest, when I initially read this comic, I was not scared. So let's get into the story. There's going to be three main characters in this issue. Rachel Gray, who I think at this time is possessed by the Phoenix Force. Sabertooth, the father of Logan, who's now known as Old Man Logan. And M, which is short for Monet. Discovering that the Terrigen cloud circling the Earth was on the verge of dissipating into the atmosphere, rendering Earth uninhabitable for mutants, the X-Men launched a surgical strike on the Inhuman royal family. The Royals, along with some Inhuman civilians, were incarcerated in limbo with key X-Men such as Sabertooth and Monet Saint Crux, still possessed by the essence of her villainous vampiric brother, acting as their wardens. Okay, so that explains Monet. So let's get into the story here. And we open up with Limbo. And it basically, it sort of looks like my idea of hell. And that's Sabertooth with Rachel Gray. I think it was Rachel Gray, or is it Summers? No, it's Rachel Gray. I get confused sometimes. Sabertooth says hasn't been dead long, but you wouldn't know that by looking at him. What happened to him, Creed? Because Sabertooth's name is Victor Creed. What could have done this? And Sabertooth is looking at a corpse of something. And he says, "You need to ask?" She says, "What have we done?" And then over to this page. This is Limbo, where, as it said in the intro, where the X-Men took several of the Inhuman family. Inhumans getting killed by demons after we drop them off in Limbo isn't going to win us any popularity contests. These Inhumans aren't even supposed to be here. They just got caught up in the undertow when we grabbed the key players. This isn't what we wanted. Sabertooth says, it's not what most of us wanted. What does that mean? You know damn well what it means, he says, as Sabertooth bares those teeth of his. How many more are unaccounted for? 3 that we know of. They aren't going to last long with these demons. Can you locate the others? I'm trying. I have to be careful, though. Casting a wide net, there's no telling what kind of awfulness I'll pick up. And you have to understand, Rachel Gray is a psychic. She can sense when other people are around. But dang, if she doesn't look good covered in the Phoenix Force. Almost better than Jean Grey. I mean, the elder Jean Grey. Sabertooth says, don't put yourself at. And then the Phoenix Force starts to assert itself. Hey, don't touch me. Yeah, sorry, Rachel. No offense intended. We'll track them the old-fashioned way. Keep your psychic sweeps localized. You won't need to worry about getting too close to anything unpleasant. And like I said, this is a type of, this is a kind of hell. He says, it's safer that way. That's a joke, Creed. There ain't no such thing as safety. Not for the Inhumans, not for the mutants. Either the Inhumans pissed that idea away when they released the Terrigen across the earth, or we did when we struck back. I've been in some hospital holes in my time, but this place, Limbo, is the belle of the ball, meaning the worst of the worst. So, he's looking at something he picked up from the rock. He says, rocks are razor sharp. Blood. You brush against them, you rip something open. On the bright side, the blood gives me something to track. Something I know. It makes it a little easier to pick out the scent among the rotten egg brimstone that sticks to you here. The trail is faint, fleeting, but it's there. Have to move fast, though. The rocky ground here, it's like it drinks the blood, sucks it right down into the pores. And Rachel's just watching him, listening. I think she doubts Sabertooth at this point. There's part of me deep down inside that appreciates the benefits of this locale. Lovely, she says, in a sarcastic tone. Rocks that can gut you and then slurp down the blood can go a long way to covering up a killing. Back in the day, this could have been my stomping grounds. And then they come across an Inhuman. But that was then, he says. And this is something different. Well, this is actually him thinking, not speaking. Please just leave me alone. And Rachel Gray is sympathetic and empathetic. She's telekinetic. So she has all those valued emotions going on. She says, it's alright now. We've got you. You're going to be alright. What is this? What is this place? Demons. Demons attacked me. My wings. They're ruined. We have healers. We can help you, she says. Why would you bring us to a place like this? And Sabertooth interjects, Go ahead. Get her out of here. I'll find the others. You're sure? Rachel asks. I'll be fine. If this is hell, I'm gonna end up here eventually. Might as well get used to it. Sabertooth smelled something. I think from the blood that rubbed off on his fingers from that rock. He smells something familiar. Attacked by demons. That inhuman kid might not realize it, but she dodged a bullet. There are worse things than demons out here, he thinks. The Inhumans are running scared. Can't blame them. Yanked from their homes, thrown into a place like this. Not too different from the mutants trying to avoid the Terrigens. And maybe they should be afraid. Maybe they should learn what it feels like. One thing's for sure. A mutant, someone who's been hunted. Someone living in a world where the air itself is poisonous would know better than to run off into the shadows. And if you haven't noticed, with each page, this gets more horrific. It does, really, and darker too. Dun-dun-dun-dun! Enter Monet, and even possessed by her vampiric brother, she still looks good. Because in the shadows, that's where the monsters dwell. Monet! And she's standing over an Inhuman. Well, not one of the key players, but a casualty. Victor! What are you doing here? Looking for missing Inhumans. They aren't supposed to be here. Figured they might be in some sort of danger. Looks like you found them. And the X-Men sent you to find the errant Inhumans? You? Oh, that's rich. They didn't send me alone. Gray's on the hunt too. Sabertooth knows about her vampiric brother. Monet says, Oh, little miss, always the hound, never the phoenix, is with you, too? Where is she? I'd love to catch up. I sent her back. I picked up your scent a ways back. Figured I should have a word with you on my own first. Ah, protecting your new friend. I'm not sure I like that. Look at those eyes. They're not blood red. I can still see the pupils. But man, does that ever say something? He says, this isn't you. It's your brother. But he needs to feed on mutants, not Inhumans. He can't be getting anything from them. Maybe not. But I get a different kind of satisfaction supping up on these worthless sacks. After all, the mutants who have died because of them, after Madrox died because of them, no, Monet, you can't do this. You have to stop. And of course, Monet doesn't take well to that, and neither does her brother. And like some women, she reacts this way. Don't tell me what I have to do. I'm not joking. There are some women in this world who do react that way. This is what I want, Victor. Maybe you, now that you've been denied what you really want for so long, can't understand that. But I'm not like you. I'm free. Ah, M, you must know that's not true, he says. And when the X-Men find you, she says, but they didn't find me. You did. And we both know you haven't. You don't have what it takes to stop me. So they're at a standoff. And she was about to drain that Inhuman. And Victor Sabertooth attempted to stop her. And then, I think, I'm not sure what that looks like. An energy blast? That didn't come from Sabertooth. I'm not sure where that came from. Because Sabertooth doesn't have energy blast. And that's Monet's hand. Or maybe it's Sabertooth. No, Monet has this, you see this red piece that seems to have fallen off? Well, here she has those still. But it's Sabertooth, I think, the one who has the gloved blue hand. Yeah, here's Sabertooth. Here's Sabertooth's hand. His glove is blue, and on his palm, it's gold. So, back to that page. Alright, now, that's a blue glove, and that palm is gold, so that has to be Sabertooth. But where did this come from? And, you know, it looks like an energy blast, which makes me think of Cyclops, but at this point, he's dead. Sabertooth says, "Don't push me, girl. You don't know me nearly as well as you think. If I have to hurt you in order to help you, that's what I'll do." So this is Sabertooth getting blasted. But I'm not sure where that's coming from. Unless Monet has that power. And I'm not that familiar with the character Monet. It's cute that you think that, Victor. Cute, but bad. But you've been helping me all along. Helping me keep my condition secret. Helping me feed. You've offered your own marrow up so often. I've absorbed some of your abilities. Your healing. Then she attacks Sabertooth. And she starts playing, she's the one playing the mind games. Your claws! And he thinks, that's not the worst of it. Monet's already stronger than me. He's pulling his punches, sister. And that's her brother talking to her. I'm not sure how they're joined, but they are. He doesn't want to hurt you. Now she's got my regeneration factor, my claws, and my own abilities. Ever since I started letting her feed on me, have been diminished. Reflexes slowed, strength waning, healing taking too long. And you can see Sabertooth, trying to defend himself, baring his claws. But they don't show him as growling, because there's no bubble here that says "Arr!" or anything like that. But Sabertooth and Monet are going head to head, literally. It's like I'm tussling with a faster, tougher, more vicious version of myself. Guess that means I don't have to hold back after all. Not if I want to survive. And then the Inhuman gets hit in the chest by Monet. Monet's fighting like hell, but that doesn't mean she wants me dead. Animal instincts have taken hold. She feels the same thing I do. And here Sabertooth reveals how he's being consumed. The blood, the adrenaline, the pain. God help me. I'm enjoying this. And that's Monet wrapping, some sort of tongue around Sabertooth's neck. They actually come from her hands. I don't understand it all. Maybe if I can do some research on Monet, I'll do a video just for her. And he says to her, I know what you're doing, Em, attacking me with your brother's tongues. You know I'll cut them. No, I'll take his voice away, at least for a short while. And this is where Monet starts to speak for herself, because if you notice, by the artist's rendering, has changed the tone of her appearance. Before she was different shades of green. Now she's shades of blue and a mixture with red and gray. They deserve to pay. All those mutants who died. Jamie, the Inhumans deserve it, don't they? And he's thinking, one of the Inhumans slipped away during the fight, running scared, lost in limbo, where anything might find them. And here's Monet. Appears like she's grieving for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because she can't control how her vampiric brother controls her mind and body. I don't know. And here, Sabertooth is running away from Monet. He's thinking, at one time, I might have let them go, let them take their chances with the demons. But I don't have a choice anymore. At least not a choice I'm willing to make. I'm slipping. I can feel it. The old me coming back, chewing me up from the inside out. The Creed who doesn't care about anything but the kill. And it scares the hell out of me. Only thing that keeps it at bay, that keeps the devil at bay, is fighting for something worth believing in. And we can see the struggle, at least I can see the struggle, on Sabertooth's face at this point. Part of him doesn't want to kill, but he's running away from Monet because I believe she is drawing that instinct out of him. He thinks, but sometimes those devils fight back. And there's some of the Inhumans. I think those are Inhumans, or maybe those are demons. I'm not sure. But that's an Inhuman there. The one with the green head. He's dressed in blue. Now those are demons. Look at that. And now we finally see a growl from Sabertooth. But who does he attack? Every cut, slicing away at who I am now. At this point, he's attacking those demon creatures. See the one to the far right? That's sort of yellowish gold with its tongue slithering out to try to get a hold of Sabertooth. And I hold on with everything I've got, digging in, grasping at the lie as I feel it oozing warmly from between my fingers. But that's how people are wired, isn't it? We're all too willing to fight tooth and claw for something we know isn't true. I know I'm not the man I've been pretending to be, but I don't want to let it go. A monster, a marauder, an X-Man. It all gets so fuzzy in my head sometimes. My true nature mixing with the twisted funhouse mirror version. And I can't shake the cobwebs free. Half the time when I'm fighting alongside the X-Men, I'm daydreaming about slaughtering my teammates, because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. For those that don't know, now if I've got my history correct, Victor Creed was not born this way. He was made into this creature by a project that was enriched, that was headed up, I think, in Canada, decades before the. I mean, several decades before this event right here even took place. And Sabertooth is the product of that experiment. Sabertooth was not a willing participant. I mean, Victor Creed was not a willing participant. Now, I might have some of those details wrong, so if I do, feel free to correct me. Okay. Next page we see Sabertooth just tearing away at that demon creature. I can't keep living the lie, and I don't want to go back to what I was either. And that means becoming something new, something other than the truth. Something other than the lie. Thank you. It's the Inhuman that escaped. I don't understand any of this. I don't know where we are, what is happening. But thank you so much for saving me from those things. Saving me from... And if you see some red chunks surrounding his head, well, on the next page, Sabertooth has transformed, and Monet is back. Don't thank me, kid. I didn't save you. I saved her. And referring to Monet. Yeah! Couldn't let the Inhuman slip away. The X-Men might have found him, and he would have told them about Monet. Gotta fight for something to keep my head straight, and I promised her I'd keep her secret until we could figure out a way to beat the darkness inside her, or at least one of us needs a little hope. I'll tell the others the truth. The Inhuman didn't survive the wilds of Limbo. The demons got him. To be continued. And that much is true. So this is it for the Uncanny X-Men, issue 17. I liked it. This issue was quick, and the dialogue was not choppy. There's only three main characters, and it showed the struggle of Sabertooth, a man who is what he is because of something that was done to him, but now he struggles to keep himself either from being that creature or he gives into it. And right now it appears like he gave into it. So, I thought this was a pretty good issue. I enjoyed it. This was an Inhumans vs. X-Men tie-in. I hope you enjoyed this review. I thought the art was spot on. It was good for the environment that it was in, for the setting. It was dark, grim, horrific. And I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not going. There's sometimes I'll read a comic book and the artwork just doesn't match up with the storytelling. So sometimes it's hard to be impressed by the story. So what did you guys think of this? Comment below. Let me know. And if you're not subscribed to Spirit Comics already, then please do go ahead and subscribe. And also smash the notification bell like She-Hulk. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and share it with someone else who just might enjoy it as well. I'm Michael for Spirit Comics. Till next time, true readers.